there was a recent profile piece on Mitt Romney that was posted in the conservative Washington Examiner. Now, in it, he apparently says some interesting things. Okay, hey, look, it's Mitt Romney. We know Mitt Romney. Known him for a long time. Talked about him before on the show. And it's always fun. It's always fun to talk about Mitt. Now, what's funny about this profile is that they're now, and this shows Mitt Romney's new strategy is to go somewhat populist. Look, again, this is hilarious. And I'm going to show you why. Now, the story refers to him both as, quote, an insurgent and an outsider. Oh, well, that's interesting. Because you can't really do both of those things at the same time. But apparently, they are pushing, and Romney has been pushing, the idea that he's going to shake up the establishment from the inside. Laugh along with me. That's ridiculous. Now, he says of why he's running, quote, I'm not in this race because I have some political career I'm trying to foster. Well, that's you have a funny way of showing it by running for political office. But, okay, continue. My political career is over. Again, strange way to show it when you're running for political office. Wouldn't that mean that if you won and became senator, that you would, again, have a political career? But no, he says, my political career is absolutely over. A lot of people go back and make politics their career, and they want to get as many goodies as they can possibly get. And he adds, I got all the goodies I possibly want. Look at me. I'm so incredibly rich already that I couldn't possibly want anything that they could give me in office. That's hilarious. Now, what's interesting about this is that will actually probably work with the Republican voters. Let's be honest about that. They're going to be looking at him and be like, oh man, Mitt Romney, he's rich already, so there's no way that he could be a corrupt. I mean, rich people could never be corrupt, right? Right? Unless their name is Hillary. Well, you know who else said that? Donald Trump. Donald Trump also was like, yeah, no, I'm already super rich. In fact, I was the one who bought the politicians in the first place. I mean, I give them money, then they do whatever the hell I want. And Republican voters are like, oh, he's rich. He's rich. It means he's successful. It means he's more moral than everybody. Let's vote for him. Let's vote for him, guys. This is going to work out wonderfully. So Mitt Romney's looking at that and he's like, my name is Reek, and I'm going to emulate Donald Trump in almost every single way. Now, of course, he says like, well, look, I'm a populist, but I'm not quite like Trump. See, I coined this earlier. He's brand safe Trump. That's what that is. He's running as brand safe Trump. Like, no, donors. You can stay with me because I'm not going to say outrageous things. And I'm not actually going to do anything that's populist, but I'm going to say that I'm there to shake up the establishment. You see where this is going, right? Now, it gets even more embarrassing for Romney in this piece, right? Because again, they think this is a wonderful profile of somebody who's been an insider but hasn't quite fit into both parties. Like he was moderate Mitt in Massachusetts, but then he's like conservative stalwart in Utah and all that stuff, right? Well, they think that this is genius. That like nailed it. We are going to appeal to the Trump voter with Mitt Romney. Not going to happen. So the embarrassing thing is, again, he wants to be like Trump, right? Part of what people liked about Donald Trump, aside from the racism, the xenophobia, the rampant misogyny, and the incredible bluster, which is what happened here, right? The fact is that Donald Trump can talk like an average person. Or, well, really, to be honest, he talks like a below average person. In fact, Donald Trump makes everyone else in the room that is listening to him smarter. Like, you can't come away from a Donald Trump rally feeling dumber. No, you come away feeling like a really smart person. The smartest person.
And then they say, there's Donald Trump, an intellectual. Trust me, I'm like a smart person.
I'm like a smart person. Trust me. Well, who doesn't like that, right? So let me show you Romney's attempt to appeal and speak like regular people. Now, recently, he was with a gathering of supporters as they joined him for a casual dinner organized by his campaign. He said, quote, and I don't think he was asked about this. He just brought it up randomly. My favorite meal is hot dog, by the way. That is my favorite meat. I'm sorry.
Tighten up my meat. I like my meat tight.
Well, you can't get tighter than a hot dog. Okay. Let's continue. My favorite meat is hot dog. Okay, wonderful. Now, what's his second favorite? His second favorite meat is hamburger. And everyone says, oh, don't you prefer steak? It's like, I know steaks are great, but I like hot dog best. And I like hamburger next best. I like hot dog best. So that, those are not sentences spoken by human beings. And by the way, I'm not even sure if hot dog is a meat. It's like pig anus or something like that, wrapped in an intestine shell. So meat, that's questionable. So nonetheless, Romney is like hot dog, favorite meat. Better than steak, and then hamburger is also good. Oh my God. I'm thinking that Mitt Romney's populism operating system has a few bugs in it. They didn't patch it correctly. They had to beta test it a little bit longer before they decided to roll this thing out. But seriously though, how awkward is this guy? Super, super, super awkward. Like, I can almost guarantee that Mitt Romney has eaten probably a total of 3 hot dogs his entire life. And I can also guarantee that he ate those hot dogs with a knife and fork. But anyway, so last serious point, right? Now, the Republican Party, and this shows that there are people inside the Republican Party that are embracing a form of populism now in their campaigns. This isn't necessarily new. We've seen some of this before. But, like, I mean, Dave Brought's a good example, right? Speaking of food-flavored names, Brought's. So Dave Brought ran on against the banks. So he ran against the banks, and he ended up winning his seat. He ended up deposing Eric Cantor, which was an incredibly powerful Republican. So, like, no, I'm going to run against the banks. I know that everybody hates the banks, so I'm going to run against that. And guess what? That is a form of populism, because again, the banks are incredibly unpopular, and the big financial institutions that ripped us off after the Great Recession. So, in a way, Republicans have been testing different forms of populism. That doesn't mean that they're actually doing popular things. It just means that their rhetoric is, in some forms, going towards some sort of populism. So, and look, you can say that about Donald Trump as well and his faux populism. Oh, yeah, a TPP, not very popular. A bad trade deal is not very popular. Well, guess what? I'm against bad trade deals. Okay, hey, look, that's one of the ways that they tried to do populism. So, now look, there are some Democrats that are also trying to embrace populism, less embarrassingly so. But really, the overall point that I bring this up for is because it tends to show you where we're starting to go as a country going into 2018 and 2020. So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, people that are watching the show, I would expect to see more rich people now try to act more like normal people and fail spectacularly. So, just a heads up. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.